back. You're watching the 80 Money Show with me, Kavita Thapliyal. Now, the much-awaited sequel of the 2009 epic science fiction Avatar, Avatar: The Way of Water, released in theaters across India today. The director James Cameron directed movie has garnered a lot of interest and is predicted to smash several box office records. And if you too are planning to watch Avatar over the weekend, we will help you decide what to expect. And of course, we promise there would be no spoilers. So let's bring on board Murtaza Ali, film critic. Murtaza, good evening. So big, badder and bluer. Okay, that is what people are saying after watching. I can see the smile on your face, and you have watched the film. What is so extraordinary this time?
As promised, no spoilers. All I can tell you is that it was more than a movie actually for me, because it's been many years, almost 13 years. We have been waiting for the sequel because several times it's been delayed, and finally it's here. And as I said, it's more than a movie. It was like a visual experience of a very next kind, and just exactly what James Cameron had promised, that this is going to be something that will change cinema for the future. And I really see it happening that way because of the kind of technology.
Yeah, you can talk. I can hear you, Murtaza. Okay, I think there is some connection issue, but then definitely Murtaza seems to have liked the film. I think you just need to unmute your link, Murtaza. Are you able to hear me? All right, so I think there is some technical issue. We'll try to connect with him. But then, as he was mentioning, technology has really taken over, and Avatar 2 clearly embraces it. And Murtaza is back with us. Murtaza, please continue.
Yeah, so as I was telling you, that for the longest time, cinema has stuck to the 24 frames per second thing, and every time an attempt has been made to play with that, it hasn't worked well. But what has happened this time is that they have not just increased it to 48 frames per second, but they have also tweaked it to ensure that it doesn't feel, different. For example, let me tell you, some of the underwater sequences have been shot at 48 frames per second, which is double the frame rate. But the other drama sequences have been shot at 24 frames only. So when you see it, you see the underwater sequences as more detailed, yet at the same time you don't see that jarring impact on the dramatic sequences. So I think this fine balance that they are trying to achieve, using technology, using clever cinematic moves, for example, the idea of motion capture, they have taken it to the next level. Some of the technologies that we had seen in the past, for example, how Marvel used to create the character of Thanos, they have taken it to the next level. James Cameron has himself said that he's a big fan of Marvel and what they have done with Thanos, but this time he has taken it to the next level altogether. So what we are seeing is really the new age of filmmaking, wherein VFX, CGI, everything comes to the fore. At the same time, the storytelling is also very, very immersive. So all of it comes together, and this 3 hour, 12-minute film is really of epic scope, and it's really sprawling. Probably it can also be a hindrance for some of the viewers of today who are not used to watching these longer epics, as it used to be the case in the back old days with Gone with the Wind and with Lawrence of Arabia. So this is somewhat in the same fold, but with all the modern marvels that are there at the disposal of the filmmaker.
All right, so I can see a lot of interesting underwater sequences. Now, that's a lot of portion in the film, the underwater
Yeah,
sequences.
majority of the film,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they say the way of the water, and it is actually underwater, except for the first 40 minutes wherein you are still in Pandora. It all changes once you step into the underwater territory, and all these sequences are highly detailed. They are really the kind of stuff that we could have only imagined in the video game space. So here the visuals are great, and yet they look realistic, because you have to understand that the water is probably one of the most challenging aspects, to get the water right, to get the fluidity of the water and the flow and the color and everything. That has always been a big challenge for the CGI VFX people. I think they have finally been able to master it. So if the water has been taken care of, I think sky is really the limit. because for the longest time, people have always said that this is one area that needs improvement. And I think probably that's the reason why James Cameron took almost 13 years to come out with this film, because somewhere he also knew that water would be a big challenge. And since the entire film is set in this underworld sort of a space and around water or sea, it was always going to be a big challenge to get it right. So using the motion capture techniques that they have, modeled and they have improved upon from what we saw with Thanos,
Right.
and
Yeah.
how they have used the idea of the frame rate, increasing it to 48 frames per second. These two,
Totally.
three things, along with cutting edge VFX and CGI, have
Right.
enabled this and made this possible. And I think it
So
is something for us to
clearly
see.
impeccable. Yeah.
I cannot describe it in words. You have to
Totally,
go
we
out
can
and see
see
it.
that. We can see that, but then we get your emotions, and that's the cue for the viewers that they should definitely go for the film, because the booking expectations for the weekend, for the first weekend, is also crossing 16 crores. So thank you so much with that, Murtaza, for being on the show and giving all the details to our viewers and help them plan their Friday. And with that, it's a wrap on the ET Money Show today. But then I leave you with the WhatsApp number and the email ID where you are supposed to send us your portfolio details. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.